Good day, friends. I am your coach today, your music coach today, Favour Uweshi. And I'll be taking you on a very vital topic that will help you as a stage user, right? As a music star, as a musician to say. And the topic is from one of my books titled Pre-Microphone Experience. Pre-microphone experience. What you need to do before you take the microphone, before you explore the stage, right? And the topic today is approach the learning center. Approach the learning center. Good. Before you grab the mic, patronize the learning center. It is very, very wonderful. And the law once said something, and I quote, he said, nobody gets creative by staying in the same place. Nobody gets creative by staying in the same place. Anyone who proudly underestimates the learning center, it's an architect of decay. That is for true. I only know of one human institution which rejects learning, and that is the cemetery. So if you're not in the cemetery, then you should be open to learning, to gaining new skills, to better your ministry, or to better what you are called to do for life. Now, the Learning Center is a meeting point where we acquire knowledge, where we acquire skills to control the tempo of life, to control the tempo and influence of what our ministry as musicians or as music ministers. It could be a mobile center, right? It could be a concrete center. The learning center could be an abstract center. It could be a digital center. Any form or any shape it wants to take, it doesn't matter. The key thing is that you have the ability to respond to the learning center and try to learn from a learning center. So the learning center could also even be conversation with a friend. It could be sitting under a pastor's ministration and you are listening. It could be sitting under a training in the office and you are listening and you are learning and you are gaining something. Learning center could come in any form, but you should be able to identify a learning center that will help you grow forward in whatsoever thing you do in life. Now, David was not born with the skill of playing the harp. Yes, but he actually learned how to play it. He helped himself. If learning the harp was something that you do from your stomach, I'm very sure his other brothers would have been players of the instrument. But he alone, because he went ahead to the learning center to learn about the string instruments and he became better in it. That was why he was able to use the same gifting word to deliver King Saul from the hand of demons. So therefore, we must have it in mind. If you have discovered the skill you have at hand, do well to approach the learning center and stop saying that it is inbuilt, it just happened anytime. No, there is something you need to learn about that skill. And exposure in life is key. There's something you need to be exposed to about that skill, okay, that will take you to the next level in life that you so want to get to. Late Michael Jackson was never born with a golden microphone, but he was able to clipperize his skills, and he became very good at what he does because he went to the learning center to learn very well. So if you want to increase your competence in what you do, then don't underestimate the place of the learning center, because there you sustain your interest and then you will be able to stand out among your peers. Now, there is something about the learning center. It might not really carry a signpost or a directional word point to tell you, oh, this is a learning center. No. You might just be there unknowingly without your notice. So the key thing is you having the upsense to realize that, oh, this is my learning center for now, and I need to take it very, very seriously for me to become the person I want to be. Now, you must be patient well enough to be able to stay put in your learning center. David found himself in the wilderness, killing a bear and a lion. Unknowing to him, he was actually booking a ticket to become the king of a nation. Yes, that is for David. Look at Joseph in the Bible as well. He actually enhanced his dream interpretation skills while he was in the prison, and that was what made him to become the prime minister. That was what made his grace, his oil, his anointing to be recognized by Pharaoh, the number one citizen of the land, and he was invited to become the number two person in the land. Now, very straight. When the Bible says that your gift will make a way for you, it will bring you before kings. It's not a gimmick. It's not for joke. It is the fact, right? If you can develop yourself in your learning center effectively, Trust me, coupled with God's grace, you will always deliver breathtaking performances. You will always deliver breathtaking work presentations anytime you stand before the audience. That is fulfilled. Gone are the days where just fine are applauded. No, nobody wants to say, oh, this is just fine. No, people are looking forward to applaud extremely excellent work, extremely excellent voices, extremely excellent word deeds that you find yourself doing every given time. All right, in our today's world, people don't really celebrate we have a musician, we have the musician, a musician, the musician. People give more priority to what the musician. So if you are a musician, you are doing what just everything that every other person is doing. But if you are called the musician, that means indeed you have gone extra miles to be doing what others rarely do. Yes, you have gone, and that is the only way you can become a unique musician, a unique minstrel. That is the only way you can become what outstanding, you can become respected, famous, what hilarious, appreciated, and celebrated in the society. Now, think about Type 3 bed today. Think about Type 3 bed today. Think about Ezekiel Walker today. Think about Yolanda Adams today. Think about Kate Franklin today. Think about Donnie McClurkin. Think about Mr. Incredible. Think about so many people. Think about Two-Face Idibia. Think about most of these musicians that we hear about every now and then. It's because some of them are doing most like some extra things to say that, oh, every ordinary musician don't want to do. You have the opportunity to write your name with golden mercury. Think about that, my friend. Now, we never stop learning. That is the truth. It's only where we learn that changes. Learning is constant. We have to keep learning. It's high time you started doing that new thing in the real world of performance. Sink or swim, my dear, the choice is yours to make. Sink or swim, the choice is yours to make. Now, somebody might be asking, what do I need to learn? What do I need to learn? I'll spare out some things for you and I will run along. First of all, you need to learn the way you approach the stage. Whenever I'm called upon to take a microphone, how do I approach the stage? You need to learn that self-comportment, that self-confidence while you approach the stage. I'm not going to explain them, I'll just run through them very quickly, right? Some of them are self-explanatory. Now, you also need to learn how to handle the microphone wherever you are on stage, right? There are ways we are supposed to be handling the microphone for us to be heard very well and very loud and clear. So you have to learn that. You have to learn how to communicate with your instrumentalists when you need them to do something. We always have misinterpretation of what communication ethics between singers and instrumentalists. So you have to learn that as well. You have to learn the dance style for any of your praise worship session. There should be some dance step that you want to bring in. You must practice before you get to that point. You have to learn the way to arrange your songs, especially if you're doing praise worship, for instance, that my songs should crescend and not what decrescend. So you have to arrange them in such a pattern that they will align, and then they will be able to carry people along while you are singing. Okay, you also need to go to the learning center and learn how to understand the move of the Holy Spirit. Many times we get directed by the Holy Spirit while ministering, but we don't even get to listen to him. We don't even get to know when he's speaking to us. So you have to go to the learning center spiritually to do that. Take note of that, right? Now, knowledge of your congregation and how you manage their attention is another aspect you must learn. Do I know my congregation? Do I know the type of songs to sing when I'm leading the congregation, when I'm leading praise, when I'm leading worship, when I'm dealing with older people, when I'm dealing with young people? What type of songs am I supposed to sing with the help of the Holy Spirit? You have to learn how to even manage their attention whenever you feel that, they are lost in the midst of the ministration. What do I do to manage their attention? Whenever you feel, I think it's time for us to go to the climax part of this prayer session, you have to learn to manage your congregation per second. You have to learn how you can maintain a fortissimo kind of creativity, a strong creativity while on stage. You have to learn to do that as well. And trust me, you need to have a complete knowledge of stagecraft, stage management. Yeah, stagecraft, stage management is key. how to be able to what to explore the 9 parts of the stage and be able to reach out to your audience and reach out to your instrumentalists everywhere all around you. It's also very key. Then you should also find out very well about the fragility and technicality of your voice. What type of voice do you have? How to manage your singing voice so it doesn't get damaged anytime you minister. You have to go to the learning center to learn about voicing. You also need to go to the learning center to learn how to become a good expressionist, somebody who knows how to express him or herself while on stage, while dealing with an audience. Okay, now building your self-confidence and gaining absolute control while ministering, while performing is another thing that we must go and learn as well. Now you have to learn effective use of various types of interlude whenever you are ministering, whenever you are performing. Various types of, it could be oral interlude, it could be instrumental interlude, it could be vocal interlude, what kind of interlude, right? You need to learn how to use and explore them per second per time. And of course, if you are ministering in the church, you need to learn how to understand your pastor, learn how to understand the ministers you are working with, because without the unity of purpose in the music ministry, while in the church as a ministry, there is no way you will meet your purpose. Now let me pause for a while. Now there are numerous skills to learn. That is the truth in the learning center. This is just a few. It's just a tip of the iceberg, of course. Now, let me give us some simple tips that will help us in the process. You must prayerfully indulge yourself in deciding what the learning process. Prayerfully do it. Not just saying, don't do it out of flesh. No, prayerfully get involved in your learning, in your learning process. That is when you get to learn fast. That's when you get to achieve something that should be achieved in 1 year, and you're achieving it in just 3 months. Why? Because the influence of the Holy Spirit is right there in it. Secondly, you must look for a tutor, look for a teacher, look for an instructor, look for a director that can meet the need of learning forward. Yes, learning forward, take note, is a key. Sometimes we learn and we are still at the same point, but learning forward is something that we must consider every time we think about the learning center. And now, number 3 is identify your weakness musically, right? And any other area you feel that you are depreciating musically, identify this of your weaknesses. Downplay those weaknesses and try to amplify your strengths. Yes, we know that, but you need to itemize these weaknesses in such a way that when you get to the learning center, you know what you are dealing with, and you're not just attacking everything from every angle. No, and always present yourself to a tutor and present every of the challenges to your tutor as well, so that your tutor will know how to guide and to direct you. And again, you must do yourself a favor by unlearning any wrong thing you think you have learned in the past. Unlearning wrong things you think you have learned in the past, right? Do yourself a favor by unlearning them in order to learn something new to better your life, in order to learn something new, something relevant to what to push your ministry forward as you go ahead. All right. Well, we have there is this traditionalized perspective, that some people have in the music ministry. You need to abandon them, right? This mindset that, oh, it is difficult. Abandon that. Kill excuses, and make sure that you are somebody that can stand up like an eagle, to take the right place that you choose to take. I said it before, sink or swim, the choice is yours to make. Okay, now the last one I would say here is that you should have it in mind that the learning center is a place where you go to cross your T's and to dot your I's. So you might be thinking you are a pro in what you do. Fine, I will not underestimate that. But the truth is, even if you know some things to a very high level, if you still approach the learning center, it will give you the room to cross your T's and to dot your I's, meaning that there are some salient things you think you are exposed to that you are not exposed to. That is why, me as a coach, I stand to gain from everybody I sit under, right? I stand to gain something. It might be little, but it is something that will move with my ministry and my career forward. So I hope you have been able to learn something today. Let's see how we can bring every of this to play. Approach the learning center, swallow your pride, and get there to learn to become better. See you at the other side.